So if you look at the average age of Nerlens Noel, Kemba Walker, Taj Gibson, and Alec Burks, it's almost 32 years old. And then if you compare that to Jalen Brunson, Isaiah Hartenstein, that's 24 and a half years. The Knicks are getting younger by the day. I think Derrick Rose is going to be the next one to move on. The Knicks aren't going to be a better team moving on from Derrick Rose. I mean, coming off the bench, he's been so good for us, especially, of course, if you want to date back to 2021. I mean, he played his heart out against the Hawks. Obviously, it wasn't enough. But even in that series, dude, it's clear the Knicks need a point guard that's available. And Jalen Brunson fits exactly what the Knicks are trying to do. It's not exactly ideal to be paying him $28 million a season. I think that's a lot. It's the most. I mean, there hasn't been a single player in the NBA that's received a $100 million plus contract that wasn't an all-star. But at the same time, it's like, would you guys rather pay Alec Burks and Kemba Walker, or would you rather pay Jalen Brunson? I think Jalen Brunson can get better. I don't think he's going to be an all-star, but as long as Brunson can run the pick and roll, can knock down shots, can be a leader, can show up in the playoffs, I mean, the Knicks are going to be fine. But what's up, Knicks Daily here. Today we're just talking about the overall outlook of the age of the Knicks. The summer league's on. I thought it was at 9. Thankfully, someone in my Discord let me know that it was at 8. Once again, if you're not in the Discord, make sure you join it, bro. Trying to start up something big out there. Just talk to Knicks fans. And eventually, we will be going live after games. I'll be having you guys on to speak. And yeah, it's going to be an absolute blast of a time. I can't wait for it, dude. Just really grateful for all the support. My first Knicks video got like, I think 7 views or 8 views. My next one got like 10 views. And then from there on, dude, it just every video gets better and better. And I'm just happy to be here, man. I've been a Knicks fan my whole life. When I was in high school, actually, when I was in middle school and high school, I didn't miss a single Knicks game. I remember homecoming, obviously it was on a Friday, and I ended up watching the Knicks over that. I don't even remember who they played, or if they won, but probably lost. But yeah, I've always had a passion for the Knicks, and that's why, obviously I made Knicks Daily. Didn't think much of it. Didn't think I'd ever hit 2,000 subscribers, but here we are, right? So the Knicks Summer League is tonight, as I mentioned. I'm most excited to see Quentin Grimes. I haven't actually looked at the roster. Like, is Jericho Sims playing? Let's do that now. Let's do that right now. Knicks Summer League roster. All right. So let's take a look at the team. So we're playing Golden State tonight at 8, ESPN 2, and then Sunday against the Bulls, Blazers on Monday, and Magic on Thursday. Magic is going to be a really good game. They beat the Rockets last night. Okay, here's the roster for the Knicks. So you got Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride. Jericho Sims is playing. Wow, okay. I don't know anyone else on this list because they're all undrafted. Actually, that's not entirely true. Wait, Trevor Keels? That's right. Yeah, Trevor Keels. Okay, he is on the roster. Outside of that, everyone else was undrafted. So you never know, man. How cool would it be for the Knicks to actually have one of these undrafted players like break out, and preferably that can shoot? We need more shooting, bro. Like Evan Fournier, as good as he is, I mean, we need someone a little bit younger and that can defend. But that's a lot asking. I'm not asking him to be Evan Fournier as an undrafted player, but hey, you just never know. Fred VanVleet was undrafted. Ben Wallace was undrafted, but honestly, I'm just excited to see this side of the Knicks, the young youth Knicks. I do think that the Knicks will make the playoffs. I really, really, really hope Julius Randle is traded. And it's not because he's a bad player. It's just he doesn't really fit what the Knicks are trying to do, like push the pace. And like when you've got Obi and Emmanuel quickly, you've got to be running. Mitchell Robinson too. And that's just not really Randle's game. But I don't think Randle is as bad as many people think, because he just came into the start of the season like out of shape. And I do think Randle's going to bounce back. But even if Randle does get back to his like second team All-NBA season like he was in 2021, it still doesn't take away from the fact that I'd rather have Obi Toppin. And like obviously, that version of Randle is probably better than any version of Obi will get. I mean, Randle was so good that season, but at the same time, the Knicks drafted Obi Toppin, and I like what I saw out of him. Just the way he plays is just electric. Like, I don't know. I loved watching Obi play when he was getting 30-plus minutes. Like, and it took Randle obviously getting injured and the Knicks shutting him down for Obi to really emerge. So I just want players the Knicks drafted to get a chance, I guess is the best way to phrase it. And I know a lot of you feel the same. So like if we look at the Knicks overall depth chart, I mean, you've got, of course, like R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Emmanuel Quigley, Quentin Grimes. You've got Obi Toppin, Miles McBride, Jericho Sims. And we didn't draft Cam Reddish, but, I mean, Cam's another young guy. So it's just clear to me that Jalen Brunson, R.J. Barrett, Evan Fournier, Obi Toppin, and I would go with, honestly, the thing is, Mitch at 5, but like now that I think about it, Cam Reddish, like I'm even sleeping on Cam Reddish because Cam Reddish is one of my favorite players in the league just because of his potential, but I didn't even include Cam because it's like, and I was thinking of Randle in my head as well. Like I just can't like get away from the fact that like we're gonna see Fournier in the starting lineup and we're gonna see Julius Randle. Like it's gonna happen. I hope it doesn't, but it's gonna happen. So I don't understand. Like that's why the Knicks are always in like the middle, bro, because they don't just commit. Like, do you want to commit to contending, which is a horrible idea because it's not going to happen, or do you want to commit to a rebuild 2 to 3 years? And in 2 or 3 years, 2 to 3 years, I guess is a better way to phrase it, the Knicks could be competing for a championship. Obviously, RJ Barrett is going to have to become a superstar, and you're going to have probably even free agency. Like the Knicks are going to have to bring in someone in because best case scenario is like Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, and Quentin Grimes, and like Cam Reddish, like all these guys really develop. Jalen Brunson becomes an all-star type of player. RJ Barrett becomes like they're gonna have to have a lot for the Knicks to win a championship, man, is the thing. And they just gave Brunson obviously a 4-year contract. So I think that's fine. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just a very like complicated. It's just a very complicated thing because I do think that the Knicks' current roster right now honestly could win because a starting lineup of Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, and Mitchell Robinson, and then you've got like Quentin Grimes and Emmanuel Quigley and Miles McBride coming off the bench, Jericho Sims, like Hartenstein. Like I do think that if the Knicks continue to develop the next couple of seasons and maybe get a different coach, and maybe they'll get like some picks for Randle, and then they'll package those picks and bring in a star. And I don't mean like a Donovan Mitchell, like I mean a legit star. If a disgruntled star becomes available, like obviously the Knicks aren't getting Kevin Durant, but let's say the Knicks, like we could hypothetically speaking, we could fast forward 2 years into the future. And then we have the Knicks roster, and it's like Durant was available. If the Knicks got Kevin Durant with their roster, what it's going to be in a couple of seasons, man, that would be the icing on the cake. That's what I'm saying is like the next couple of years will just be spent developing this young Knicks roster. I mean, if you take Derrick Rose off of the Knicks, their average age is 23 years old. That is just crazy to think about. This is a much different Knicks team than we're accustomed to. So, yeah, the Knicks they've got things going on. Summer League tonight, just even though it's Summer League, dude, just seeing these young guys go out there. Like Jericho Sims, watching him was incredible. And then, of course, Quentin Grimes, that game in Miami was crazy. That 1-3 that he hit was like 4:45 remaining. Grimes can shoot it. You can also defend. And I even like seeing McBride. He's a physical defender. Didn't play much, but when I saw him out there, dude, he definitely just gave the Knicks like a different dynamic that they haven't really had. I mean, like Frank Ntilikina, I guess, was a good defender, but obviously I think McBride has more potential than Frank. Frank just couldn't figure it out, which is sad too. Maybe I'll make a video on what happened to Frank Ntilikina.